Welcome back to another first impression. This time, for the anime, there was a cute girl in the hero's party, so I tried confessing to her. Synopsis on any list. Reincarnated as a mid-tier demon, Yoki had one job: crush the hero's party. Then he saw the party's priestess, Cecilia, and fell for her heart. Now this love-struck demon vows to confess his feelings even if it means betraying the Demon King. Will love bloom between these two sworn enemies? So we have some kind of romance, comedy kind of show. We have Yoki, our main character, which is the black-haired guy, and Cecilia, the blue-haired priestess. Now, the show starts pretty simple. We have the hero's party. They want to defeat the Demon King because the Demon King is, threatening humans. However, they are, in front of one of the guardians, and that guardian is Yoki. Now, Yoki, he's reincarnated. We get to that later, I guess. And he is more or less undefeatable. He is super overpowered. They cannot defeat him at all. We find out that Yoki is stronger than the Demon King. So he defeats the hero's party, heals them, and wants to send them back because, as a reincarnated person, he doesn't really want to kill humans. He's not really, he doesn't really want to be here at all. As he is, healing them, he sees the priestess Cecilia and, love at first sight. That is the idea. Now, in the end, he tries to confess his love. She's saying no because they never talked before. And, the heroes defeated the Demon King, and it's mostly about him integrating into human society and trying to woo Cecilia. And, that is where we go in those, in the show. We try to have this romance. Naturally, we have the hero. You see him in the background here. We have the rest of the party. Naturally, there's another girl and the other swordsman. And, it's like romance, comedy. To be honest, it's fine. It's fine for what it is. I don't really know why it has to be an isekai. It makes no real sense. You could have, removed that isekai part and it would have been totally fine. You could have explained most of the other stuff without a problem. You could have made him OP. You could have made him more human. Why exactly isekai? I don't know. It doesn't really come into play at all. Apart from maybe not killing the hero's party. There are so many weird parts that, they just go against the story itself. One of them, as example, why he's in the demon, as a guard for the Demon King. He's like, I don't want to kill. First off, he's more or less forced to stay here in the guard room. And the only time he can really leave is to attack humans, which he doesn't want to do. So, that is why he is more or less there. That makes no sense. He could just, he could just kill the Demon King. He does acknowledge he could kill the Demon King, but then they would make him the Demon King, which doesn't help him either, which is understandable. What he could also do is just leave. He could just go. Who's going to stop him? He's stronger than any other demon there. He could just leave. Just go. I mean, we see him later integrating into human society. He could have done that before. But for some reason, he never thought about the idea of just going away. So, this is already one of those things where I'm like, However, it is mostly about the comedy romance. Naturally, the hero is going to be a pain in the ass. The hero is a stupid idiot. Nah, no one cares about him. Apart from the other party member, naturally. And overall, you know, animation is not great. It's the characters itself, I mean, you know, you have some solid characters. We have our main character. He likes the priestess. He tries to do everything for the priestess. He's OP because the priestess seems pretty nice. She wants to help people. She's very open. Alone where this confession is going, where, you know, Yuki is confessing. She's saying no sorry, you know, bowing, being apologetic. Naturally, Yuki is a little bit, you know, downhearted, where she, you know, she's like, I'm sorry, forgetting for a second that this is a demon she's across. You know, we can see she is kind-hearted. She can also be very, very scary whenever she gets angry, which is, you know, solid. We have the hero. Hero is total worst character. Doesn't matter. We have the other female character. I like her as well. She likes the hero. She just wants to be together with the hero. Naturally, the priestess is in the way, but she doesn't really want to do anything. So she is naturally encouraging our main character to, you know, get going. So the priestess is out of the, you know, out of the contention, so she can have the hero herself. We also have the other swordsman. Pretty solid character, you know, has his own little struggles, but he also has some romance seemingly going on. We already have like 3 potential couples forming, and, you know, seems pretty fine. Other than that, there's not really much to say about the show. Again, there's a little bit comedy. Not really my thing. The romance is the surface level mostly at the moment. It's not very deep. It could change. I am assuming it will not. We have the whole isekai aspect, which doesn't make sense. We have the adventurer's guild, where our main character is going to take part in, so he can get money. You know, we have this. The biggest problem for me is really, why do we have the isekai genre stuffed in here? It would have been totally fine without that. You could have even made something more interesting without having this isekai stuff. But we will see. It's only the first 3 episodes. Now, ratings. AniList has it at 66%. My anime list at 6.73. For me, I would, for the first 3 episodes, I would give it a 7 out of 10, a weak 7 out of 10. It's between 6 and 7. It's between meh and fine. Because, you know, animation is really not great. The isekai stuff doesn't really make sense, but so far, I was not too bored watching the first 3 episodes. So it's, you know, it's fine. Meh, fine. Between those 2.